Hi, everybody. Another day, another week, another Learn English with Football live show on Teachers Denek YouTube channel. And once again, Paul with us here. Hi, Paul.
Hello, Zenek. Hello, everyone who's watching.
This is your YouTube
Or
channel,
listening.
English for Football Fans.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your Instagram account, at Footy Talk English.
Yes.
So, Paul, you are a regular on the show, a Liverpool fan. Just to remind everyone, this is a show about the Premier League mainly, but sometimes we might touch upon, let's say, anything that's related to football in general, other leagues,
And life.
anything. Really. Life, yeah.
Life in general. Football is life.
Definitely. Life is football, and football is life.
It is. That's why I love football, I think. There's lots of aspects within football that are just related to general life, like Ronaldo's son passing away. And like all of these things which are related to life in general.
Yeah, football brings people together, I think. It's a universal thing as well. You know, you spoke about it before. That's how you got into teaching English using football, because you thought that, I remember the story. You thought that there are a lot of people learning English, but everybody loves football, but they don't necessarily have the means to express themselves very well. So that's where you come in as an English teacher, and I'm trying to do the same now. So
Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's us in a nutshell.
Yes. Trying to help people talk about football, talk about their passion.
Exactly. And it is our passion as well, let's be honest. And on this show, we always do a few, what shall we call them, like sections.
Mm-hmm.
And
Segments.
one of them, segments.
Yeah.
One of them is the games you saw this weekend. So let's start with that one, shall we? Yeah. Okay. Matches we have seen. All right. So, Paul, go ahead.
Well, I've live matches, full complete matches. None on the TV. I went to Anfield yesterday. I watched the Liverpool versus Everton match at Anfield, and apart from that, I've seen highlights of other matches. I saw bits of the Arsenal versus Manchester United match, but I saw the Merseyside derby.
The Merseyside derby. So that's Liverpool versus Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how far are these two teams from each other?
The stadium.
The stadiums in terms of the distance.
I think it's about 500 meters.
500 meters.
Yeah.
That's not much.
No, it's very close. Liverpool was actually founded. It was a breakaway club of Everton. So Everton was an established club in the city, and John Houlding, one of the directors of Everton, wanted to form his own club, and so they did. It was like a breakaway club from Everton. Yes.
Wow. So Everton is the older club, the more traditional club, let's say.
Yeah, Everton, I think we're one of the founding members of the league, of the Football League, and they've been in the top flight. They've been in the top division for more than anybody. I'm not 100% because I know Arsenal. It's either Arsenal or Everton who have been in the top division.
I should probably know this myself, but I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to football history. But what I am knowledgeable in is the English language. And occasionally in this show, I'm going to put up interesting comments on screen. They have been in the top flight or in the top flight football for more than anybody. Or is this how you said it? For more than, yeah. So
sounds like something.
The expression I like here is the top flight. Yeah, the top flight. Yeah. So that sounds like it's from flying or planes, top
It's
flight.
not them.
It's not.
It's from stairs.
Yeah.
The top flight of stairs. So you like a
Staircase.
set of stairs is a flight of stairs.
Is a
Would you say
flight.
it's not
Exactly.
So
A set of stairs meaning, like, for example, that basically all the stairs from the ground floor all the way to the first floor, it's one flight, maybe two flights sometimes. Depends, right? It depends.
Yeah.
If there's a platform in the middle, does it count as two flights or one flight? I don't know.
Count as two.
It will count as two. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. A flight.
Not one
It's like
floor. It's one like kind of set of stairs. So
yeah.
I said it today, actually. I took the elevator, the lift today, and I said, no, it's 4 flights of stairs. It was 2 floors. And I said, no, I don't want to walk. It's 4 flights of stairs. So the top flight is the top flight of stairs. Not to do.
Basically, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for the highest level. Yeah, for the highest level of football you have. So obviously, in England, it's the Premier League, the Premiership, and Everton have been around for more than anybody, which means have they ever got relegated? Or
I think they did. I think have Everton been relegated? I feel like they have. I'm going to Google this. I know Everton have been very unlucky. They have been relegated twice. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is not unusual because the Premier League has been around for years, right? But I guess it's interesting to look at it from nowadays perspective. Obviously, your team, Liverpool FC, are dominating the league, or one of the two dominant teams in the league, whereas Everton has got different sort of problems. We're gonna get to that for sure. But amazing. So you went to the stadium.
I went to Anfield. Yes.
You went to Anfield.
And my other cousin got me a ticket.
Your other cousin, not Steve,
not Steve, who was here 2 weeks ago, was it? Yeah. He. I don't think he has ever been to Anfield. Him and his brother and his father, they dislike Liverpool so much that I think maybe they've been once and they will never go back.
There's a thing called away fans, right? So they might dislike Anfield, but it's still supporting your club, right? Away from home.
But they don't go. No, they don't go. That's why they could go. But they would never go to Anfield because they dislike Liverpool. And to be around so many Liverpool fans in one place, they would not want that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's cool. And that's the only game you saw?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Did you see any highlights of the other games? Or
I've seen the Arsenal goals. I've seen the goals.
Okay. Right. Yeah, so we can talk about anything you have seen here. I'm just going to say that personally, I saw a lot of games, starting with Arsenal, Manchester United. Then I also watched the Manchester City-Watford game. And then it's all Saturday, Tottenham-Brentford as well. Wow. And on Sunday, I saw 2 games, Chelsea-West Ham, and then Liverpool-Everton. But by the time I watched that game, I was a bit tired of football, watching so many games.
Out.
I was a bit. So to be honest with you, I didn't see the whole match. I didn't see the whole Liverpool match, but I saw the better half. I saw the second half. So the first half was a bit lackluster. Okay, so that's that. Now let's proceed to our heroes of the week. So, would you like to start, or do you want me to start?
I've got one. I can start. It's going to be
for it.
The man who always shows up against Everton.
Oh, is it Divock Origi?
He is the main man himself, Divock Origi. There is a banner in New York. Somebody has graffitied in New York. Football without Origi is nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about this, Paul. To be honest with you, yeah. Because on the one hand, I understand. I also understand why. Um, what like I understand what Jurgen Klopp says. Like he's always trying to keep this team spirit and praises everyone, even players that don't play or barely play. And I understand this, yeah. But at the same time, he doesn't play. Like he doesn't get games, does he? Like how many minutes did he play in total this season? Tell me. Not
He's
that
played a
many.
few. He played early rounds of the cup matches. I think if you add up his games this year, you will get to like 20, over 20 plus games.
Jamie Carragher said that they should build him a statue. I don't know. I just feel like it's we are talking about a sub here. You know, we are
He
talking
is
about a
mostly
sub.
a sub.
Come on.
Yeah. But he's such a vital sub, and I think every team needs a squad of players. And I think a squad, he is maybe, as you say, maybe fifth choice, but he's something different to the other strikers. And every successful team has had these recently. Players who can come on and make a difference. Going back to Solskjaer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Manchester United.
He was such
He
player
was a
too.
sub.
Yeah,
He was
he
a
was a
sub,
sub.
but like
A
he
sub.
scored so many important goals.
A sub could be a submarine, but in this case, it's a substitute player. Yeah, a player comes from the bench to impact the game, hopefully, which is what Divock Origi does quite well. And a vital sub, vital is another word for important or essential. Okay, so Divock
He scored
Origi for
so
you.
many important goals.
I know. He's
And
good at
he
that.
scored in the Champions League final. He scored he's won trophies with Liverpool. He's a big part of
Yeah.
the squad. Okay, there's always talk of him moving somewhere. I think AC Milan are interested. He may move there.
I think at some point even West Ham were chasing him, but it's like if you are Divock Origi, do you want to have such role, or do you feel like you could do more
He is loved by the Liverpool fans. He could go to AC Milan, for example,
and
play a
play?
few games, but not play as well. He might not play.
The thing is, Paul.
It's not guaranteed.
The thing is it for you as a player or someone who plays? Yeah, is it more that you're loved by your team, or that you actually play games of football? Because for me, it would be that I can actually play games of football and I can show my best. You know, I don't want to be loved for being a second-class citizen. If that makes any sense to you, I want to have the ability, or I want to have the possibility to realize my potential in any walk of life, like as an English teacher, for example. Yeah. So if I'm not given that possibility or that opportunity, I'm not happy. But everyone is different, you know. So
yeah, like a lot of people who maybe didn't play in the final or got suspended in the final or didn't contribute much to a team, they would feel differently. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, for example, he wants to leave. I think he will leave at the end of the season because he hasn't played so much.
Yeah.
But Divock Origi, I think, still feels part of the squad in some ways. I think it's his feeling. He plays for one of the best clubs in the world, one of the most in a successful period at the club. There are good moments for him. He scored in Champions League finals. He scored big goals for the club. I feel like he's not a complete. He's not like a third choice goalkeeper type of thing. He still feels part of the team. He has an important role to play.
I know what you mean. But
and he gets paid a lot of money.
Not sure what he is thinking. But there's one interesting thing I saw last week. They were showing the starting 11 under Klopp when he came. So the first starting 11 and how it has changed. He was the only one that I recognized from today's team. Yeah. He was in the starting 11 in Klopp's first game. And then
against Tottenham.
I don't recognize anyone else from today's team. I may have forgotten about one player there or something, but he is the only one. So he has been around for a long, long time.
He has. he started for Belgium, didn't he? In a World Cup, he was Belgium's like main striker at the World Cup. I can't remember which one, but he was, and then I don't know if he was at Liverpool then, or then he came to Liverpool. He's a good player. He is a good player, and you're right. He could do a good job for somebody. But I don't think anyone's really bidded for him. No one's come in and said, "Here's 20 million for Divock Origi."
The thing is, like, maybe now the other teams, actually the better teams that he might want to join, might want to see him play, and he doesn't really play, does he? That's the thing, like, if you're after a player, it's nice that he's a good sub, but is this why you would buy a player just as a sub? I don't know. Maybe some people would, but would you as a player join a club in that role? You say maybe at us AC Milan. I'm not so sure, Why would he leave Liverpool then? Like, if he wants to be a super sub, then stay at Liverpool where you're loved, as you say. It doesn't make much sense to me, this.
Yeah, he is a hero, but I think it does come down to economics, and like Liverpool don't want to let him go for 10 million. And I think anyone who has been interested has only offered 10 million, and probably because they haven't seen him play enough and start enough, so they don't. And Liverpool think, no, he is a young, promising Belgian striker. Well, he was. Now he's at a good age. You're buying a top-class striker. He's worth this much money. But nobody is prepared to offer that much money, so he's staying at Liverpool.
Because you don't know what's going to happen when he's like put under that strain of playing a game week in, week out, and he's not match fit. He can't be match fit if he doesn't play games. It's what's going to happen. Is he injury prone when he starts playing? No one knows. It's a bit. There are some questions, unanswered questions there attached to him, in my opinion, but a good player. He sealed the deal for you on Sunday, right?
In the first goal as well.
Yeah, he scored. He was involved in the first goal. You're right.
Yeah,
and then he scored that goal from Diaz's interesting cross, which was a bicycle kick cross. Yeah, but he sealed the deal. Yeah, so that's a phrase. I don't know how to explain this. It's like he made sure
that's a business metaphor, isn't it?
It's a business metaphor. It means like it's done now. Like it when he scored, it was 2-0.
He sealed the match.
He sealed the match. It was done. There was almost zero chance for any surprises in that match. He put the final nail into Everton's coffin. Another expression.
Not yet, but they are in the bottom three.
Yep, in the relegation zone.
Won their last two games. They won Thursday night, or they beat Tuesday. I think they won Thursday night and they won yesterday. So Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley 7 points out of 9 possible points. Last three games. So Burnley are on fire, and I thought someone today, well, you are the only guest tonight, but I thought someone would choose Gabriel Jesus as the hero of the week. So I was sort of like, I'm not going to say Gabriel Jesus because that's an obvious name. He scored 4 goals for City. And if you score 4 goals...
I haven't seen his goals, actually. I haven't seen anything. That's the only match I haven't seen, thinking about it.
Yeah, just a great feat for any player to score 4 goals, yeah. And Guardiola was singing his praises after the game, and he hasn't
used him this year. He is a centre forward, and everyone thought he would step up after Aguero moved to Barcelona, and this was his opportunity. He had been waiting in the wings for so long, and then he plays Bernardo Silva as a false 9.
Yeah, well, there's more like rotation at City, so I'm sure he will get his chance. Brazilian player, I think he played for one of those teams that from the league that you like to watch so much, right?
Came from
Jesus.
Palmeiras, I think.
Palmeiras, I think, yeah. So So you said everyone thought he would step up. Yeah. So I'm just going to put this on the screen. It's another good phrase. Everyone thought he would step up after Aguero. So we are referring to Gabriel Jesus. Yeah. So to step up, just to show what's in you, show what you can do, realize your potential. Yeah. To step up, to really put in a good performance. Let's say influence the game in some way. Yeah. But didn't play so much. Okay, 4 goals, 1 assist though. That's an amazing, incredible achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the goals. I don't know if they were deflected goals like Manchester City have scored recently or any things like this. So
I saw the game, but it all kind of blends for me. So I saw so many matches and games that I know like they were, I guess, decent goals. Like not might have been a few poacher goals there too, but I think they were mostly deserved goals for him.
he's a good player. He's always been a good player, and he's played a couple of times in the big games. He's played against Liverpool this season in both matches, and he scored at Anfield. And yeah, he scores in big matches, but Pep hasn't trusted him this year. It's been strange, really. I think. Origi, I'm just trying to check if Origi has played more than Jesus this year.
I'm sure not.
I don't know.
I don't know. I would bet on it. I would bet on it. Come on, Origi never really plays. He only plays like last 5 minutes or something.
Let's see.
I doubt Origi has started a game of football in the Premier League. If maybe one.
Maybe not in the Premier League, but in other matches.
Yeah, I know, but
anyway, come on. Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought I would choose Gabriel Jesus, but that was like an obvious choice. So I also went for maybe a player that is a bit like an unsung hero, let's say, and who scored that good goal, that brilliant goal for Burnley. Yeah. So there is one Czech player another Czech player, like we know Souček and Soufal, but there's another Czech player in the Premier League. His name is Matěj Vidra. And he, under Sean Dyche, he wasn't always picked, even though he has completely different qualities from it was Greenwood. What's his name?
Wood.
Chris Wood. Not Greenwood. Chris Wood, right? Chris Wood, yes. So he was always playing. Yeah. Now they have Weghorst at Burnley. Matěj Vidra was always like kind of the third striker, kind of in Origi's position. Even though I think Matěj Vidra is a better player than that. He's more technical. He's fast. He's dangerous. I know he's not world class by any stretch of the imagination. Matěj Vidra isn't world class, but he's better than just being a sub for Burnley, I think. So it was nice to see him play. And he scored the only Burnley goal as well. So I thought, let's give it to him. Also, he had been injured this season, and so it's good to see him back in a good shape. And Burnley, I know it's at the expense of Everton, which I still don't know how you feel about. I guess you are torn.
I am a little bit now because of how they played yesterday. They were pathetic yesterday. From the first minute, they tried to... We
can talk about this game, actually. Since we have you here, we can talk about this game. You saw it with your own eyes. So I will tell you one thing. I heard this phrase on a podcast, which I listened to today. Someone described this match as a pantomime football. Pantomime football. So what does that? Is that an accurate description of what the game was like?
On my Instagram, I said Everton played anti-football. Yeah. It was. They tried to not allow Liverpool to play. So Frank Lampard is the manager of Everton, and he was involved when Jose Mourinho came to Anfield to spoil the party in 2014 when Gerrard slipped, and but Chelsea in that match were similar to Everton. They've time wasted from the first minute. They were surrounding the referee, just stopping the
rolling on
referee,
the floor.
rolling. Jordan
Yeah.
Pickford was catching the ball, dropping to his knees, and then falling on the floor. He did it twice. It was pathetic.
I'm
how
sure it
much
was part of the tactics by Frank
it was.
Lampard.
Yeah, it was the tactics. They had around 15% possession. It almost worked for them. 15% possession.
15% of possession in the first half, ladies and gentlemen.
In the match.
15%. That doesn't even happen in City games, in Manchester City games.
In the
That's
whole match.
that's pathetic. Yeah.
Yes. So
pathetic tactic.
It almost worked. It almost worked.
Yeah, because let's be honest, Liverpool weren't at the races either in first half.
No,
what do you think?
No, because of how disruptive the match was, and Richarlison, he went down 3 times. I think it's the worst rule in football at the moment. If a player stays on the floor, the referee blows his whistle and stops the match, or it's expected that the other team kicks the ball out. I hate this rule.
I hate it
because
too.
Richarlison headed the ball, ran 10 meters, and then fell to the floor.
The thing is, they are trying to protect the players, but it's doing more harm than good now, because everyone knows this rule exists, and players started taking advantage of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. So he went down 3 times in the first half for no reason. The game was stopped. There was about 4 or 5 times when the Everton surrounded the referee just to stop the. Jordan Pickford did this. Every goal kick took over 1 minute. It was very similar to how Chelsea played, and Lampard played in that match, and has probably given a very similar team talk.
He remembered it. Yeah. If you are not at the races, I think it means like you are not at your best, right? Yeah, you're not performing very well. So I think, despite Everton going for such a negative tactic, it was like a negative football, anti-football, as you call it. Liverpool weren't really able to do anything. I mean, part of it could be because it's hard to play against a parked bus, I guess. But also, they were not at their best, Liverpool. Perhaps it's because of the number of matches they have played lately. I mean, Klopp talked about it in his press conference. He seems to be quite prepared, often prepared to sort of complain. Like he complains a lot these days. I get it, but come on. You're winning. Everything is going well for you. Why complain?
Yeah, he's not complaining about anything.
You get also the penalties. Let's talk about the penalty shouts that Everton had, yeah? So it's not coming from me only. Yeah? I saw it. I saw other people talking about this. Honestly, I don't really care, and I like Liverpool, yeah? So I'm like, whatever. But I saw other people talk about this a lot. And basically, there were 2 incidents that might have been given for Everton as penalties, but neither of them was given.
I think one. The first one, he got a yellow card for diving, which
he did. But sorry, Paul. But had he blown the whistle, had the referee blown the whistle, it wouldn't have been a clear and obvious error. I'm 100%. VAR wouldn't have overturned it. VAR wouldn't have overturned it.
That's a strange thing to say. Had he given a penalty that wasn't a penalty, it wouldn't have been overturned. Is that what you're saying?
I am, but it's absurd. it's absurd. But that's how this rule works now, because it was one of those. Because he was pulling him. He was really pulling him. Last year, this would have been a penalty, 100%.
I don't know what you're talking about there. Then pulling him.
Was he pulling his shirt? Was he pulling his shirt? There was one that was pulling his shirt. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but maybe I'm thinking a different incident. Sorry, from a different game. Okay, sorry. Hang on.
Anthony Gordon got a penalty against Burnley for doing something similar, and and he's dived in every match. I said to Steve when he was on the show 2 weeks ago, Anthony Gordon was the hero of the week for me.
Yeah.
But I also said he's good at diving, and he's dived in every 3 or 4 times in every match he has played.
Yeah.
And he dived in the first half to try to get a penalty. The referee gave him a yellow card. Then in the second half, he dived again. But as you say, it could have been given for a penalty.
I don't know. I think Frank Lampard spoke about Salah after the game, and he said that had it been Salah, it would have been a penalty. Because isn't it a little bit?
That's
Don't you think?
ridiculous, though. Salah is the least fouled person out of all these top wingers. He has the ball more than any of these top wingers, and he gets
Yeah.
fouled.
And sometimes he goes to the ground too easily, though.
Salah doesn't.
I like Salah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I like
does. Every footballer does. I'm not blaming Anthony Gordon. He dived for both incidents. I'm not blaming him for diving. And the second one could have been given as a penalty, I feel. I don't feel it was. He did dive, and lots of people looking at it, it's split, isn't it? But it wasn't given because he is a diver. And this happened. Yeah. And Salah had this reputation. So he didn't get any fouls because the media gave him this reputation. Opposing fans gave him this reputation. And
it doesn't give you any. It doesn't help you, does it? Like once you have this reputation for a diver, it's not really working in your favor. Yeah. Speaking of diving, some of our viewers might be wondering what the hell we are talking about here. We are not talking about water sports here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, diving is a water sport, isn't it? Like diving. Yeah. Okay. You might dive with an equipment like snorkel or I don't know what it's called, like scuba diving. Yeah. But that's not what we are talking about. In football, when you say diving, it means pretending to be injured, basically. Yeah. Pretending to be fouled, let's say, going to the ground, simulating, I think it's called as well, isn't it? Simulating.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and it's a skill. It is a skill. Some players are better at it than others. Every player does it.
No, I disagree.
Because you have to do it. You have to do it.
I disagree that every player does it. I disagree that you have to do it.
Every player does it.
I agree that it's part of football, though.
The only one I can maybe think of is Messi.
I agree it's part of football. I agree it might be worth being good at this, but I don't like it. And there are still managers like David Moyes. He would not approve of it. Not even when his own players do it.
No, he would defend it.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Sean Dyche used to say things like that, but they had Ashley Barnes, who was one of the worst divers in the Premier League, I think. Yes.
When you say one of the worst divers, one of the worst divers, does it mean that he didn't know how to do it, so that everybody always knew it was a dive? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean, sorry, he does it a lot.
But because it could have two meanings. It could have two meanings, yeah.
Sorry, that's yeah.
You could say one of the worst divers, meaning he does it a lot, like you meant it, or
Mane is a bad diver.
Meaning he dives a lot, or
both. I mean both. So yeah, he dives a lot, and he's bad at it. I think
he's poor at pretending to be fouled.
Yeah.
All right, that's funny. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. Whenever I played football, I always hated diving. I tried not to do it, and there were even moments when I dived, and I would say, well, it was a foul, and I would say to the referee, sorry, it wasn't a foul. I did it like once or twice. My team didn't like me for that, but I guess I was too honest to play football. That's why I didn't make it very far. You know? No, it is a useful. It is a big part of the game, but I'm not sure I like it too much, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, a bit. Okay, so we have just talked about our heroes of the week. We have also kind of covered the Liverpool game. So now Everton are in big problems now. Yeah,
Big trouble.
it
Yes.
is a dreadful situation for them. They have just dropped to the relegation zone, I think, for the first time this season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Burnley are doing well. So now it looks like it's between Burnley, Everton, and possibly Leeds as well. Are not out of
Mm-hmm.
the woods. Leeds
Leeds
are not
play
out of the
tonight.
woods. Hmm.
Leeds play tonight. If they get beat, yeah, they're not out of the woods, as you say. They play Manchester City next
Yeah.
week, or I think I think it is next. Yeah.
Basically, it means they are not out of the danger zone. They are not out of
Mhm.
danger yet. They are still kind of in the relegation battle. Yeah, they're not safe. Like Newcastle, we would say they are out of the woods. Like they are all
Yeah.
right. They did a great job in the last few games.
Liverpool playing Newcastle next.
Might be a tough game.
Liverpool playing Newcastle away next. It'll be a
Yeah.
tough match.
No pressure for Newcastle. There's nothing to lose for them. So it might be one of those games that you might find quite tough. Not you will be tired. You will have to rotate because now you're playing in the Champions League semi-final as well.
Yeah, on Wednesday, and then we play the early kickoff on Saturday. So it's a short turnaround.
Origi might play now, actually. Yeah,
you might need to rely on him again. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Steve must be really feeling dejected these days.
Oh yeah, I think it's the worst. They've been close a few times in the past, Everton. There was a time, that they almost got relegated and they scored a goal against Bolton. That was a bit dubious. There was a time when a goalkeeper let in a goal, and then it was revealed a few years later that he had been taking bribes, taking buns,
match fixing,
handsagers, and it was a really important match. And he.
So you said they scored a goal against Bolton, and it was a bit dubious. So I like this word dubious. It's not used that much, yeah. So it's an adjective meaning like kind of dodgy, like suspicious or suspicious, dodgy.
Dodgy has taken over, hasn't it?
Sorry,
dodgy is used a lot in British
English.
It
is. I think it first was a slang word, wasn't it? Like it came from, I guess. Well, I always remember it being used first in like London a lot, actually. Don't know, but it's now very, very popular. So we have got someone watching, and Simo. Hi, Simo. Thanks for your comment. Manchester United versus Real Madrid on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Manchester City. Yeah.
Manchester City or United?
City.
Manchester City, because Manchester United are out, right? Already.
Manchester United are out of every competition.
Yeah.
They're not
except
out,
the Premier League.
Out.
Yeah. Okay, so Manchester City, and Liverpool against, is it Benfica?
Yeah. No, Villarreal.
Why did I think Benfica?
We beat Benfica in the quarter.
You beat Benfica, yeah. Villarreal. Oh, the Yellow Submarine.
Yes, it'll be an interesting match for Liverpool. They have Unai Emery. You know him well.
We do. He's an ex-Arsenal manager, but he tends to do well in the cup competitions, much better than in the league stuff.
It's an amazing story. This small town in Spain, this small club. I think they've beaten 4 or 5 Premiership teams in the last Premier League teams in the last year.
I'm not surprised.
Beaten Arsenal.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
I know they beat Manchester United in the Europa
League. If they did, I have probably forgotten about it already because it was so traumatic for me that I can't remember that anymore.
It'll be dangerous. It'll be tough. He will organise them well. They are a tough team to play against.
Yeah,
but it's obviously a good.
So they beat Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal, right? Villarreal.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
But still, out of those teams that are left in the league, I guess it's not the worst team to play.
No,
I mean, Benfica was
the best team to play.
the easiest one of the last 8, and now
Benfica was
now
a
you
great.
also have the easiest one. You have a nice run in there in the Champions League.
We've had a nice run for once.
Yeah.
But like, it's not our fault. Bayern Munich did not beat Villarreal.
I'm just
Who is it?
teasing. I'm just
I know,
teasing you.
okay.
Yeah. Now this is fair enough. So okay, now I don't know. Well, let's deal with the villains of the week. Let's say, just to do this. Okay, so have you got someone, or would you like me to start?
Go on, you start. I'm
not gonna be very original here. I guess I'm gonna pick Frank Lampard.
Okay.
For the tactic he chose. I mean, it was nothing to write home about, really. 17% of possession in the entire match, 17% negative football excuses. Maybe potentially those penalty incidents might have been given, those penalties might have been given, but it's still like, sorry, but why are you even talking about it? You know what I mean? Like he's diverting the attention to. He should be talking about the kind of football they played and the tactic he went
I think
for. You know,
he wasn't so bad after the match. I thought. I think Klopp and Lampard. In the past, I've disagreed with Lampard a little bit, but I don't think he just said you don't get these at Anfield. If this was Salah at the other end, and I think that's not too bad. I think.
I know, but I mean,
his tactics.
It wasn't the reason.
Were bad.
There are some people that actually say like they were full of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like defensively, yes, I guess they were like fighting. They were really sacrificing themselves, like blocking shots and all that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Is that enough, Frank?
He said we couldn't go toe to toe with Liverpool, and he's right. No team can. By the way, no team can.
Not even Manchester City.
Even Manchester City can, I suppose, when they are at full strength. Yes, when they are at home at full strength, they can.
So Lampard said before, after the game, we couldn't go toe to toe. You knew I would have to explain this one. So toes, you have toes. It's like fingers on your feet, right? Toes. But to go toe to toe, I guess means to play. Just to play an open game against a good team like Liverpool. They couldn't do it. They just had to choose a defensive tactic.
Yeah. Comes from boxing, doesn't it? So it comes from boxing. So if your toes are close together, you're like both being aggressive. To go toe to toe with somebody is to like both be aggressive in some way.
Exactly. Okay. So that would be my villain of the week. I just didn't know who to pick. So Frank
who to pick from the Everton team? I'm joking. Everton did well, to be honest. They almost work. As you say, I don't blame Anthony Gordon. I know I talked about him diving. He admitted after the match, he said the first one, I don't think it's a dive, but it's not a penalty, he said. And then the second one, Anthony Gordon said this. And the second one, he said it could have been a penalty, but he wasn't like saying it was a penalty, because it wasn't like that. I know the media, and I think Jamie Carragher said it was a Stonewall penalty. I know the media do this, but if Jamie Carragher wants to keep in with the Everton fans as well, I think, because he was a boyhood Evertonian. But my villain of the week and every week,
Harry Maguire.
What he didn't play? Did he play this week?
No. He played he was on the bench.
He was on the bench, wasn't he?
FIFA. He played FIFA on PlayStation 2, probably. No, he was on the bench.
So you can't be him this week.
It was the first person the cameras were showing in that match, in that Arsenal Manchester United match. It was like a 10-second 10-second close up on Harry Maguire. It was kind of
So for me,
interesting
it's Richarlison. Sorry, Richarlison is
for,
ridiculous
for
in
diving
every
and rolling
football
on,
match,
yeah, for time wasting.
and he was
Well, it's a good
doing.
player, Richarlison. Yeah, he's a good player. Otherwise, there's
Yeah,
some talent in the Everton team. Like there's some talent. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, did he play?
no, he's
No,
injured again.
he's injured. Yeah.
Yeah, and how was the Arsenal Manchester United match?
It was the game was a bit crazy. I like might be the best word to describe
Yeah.
it. Like it could have gone either way. It was
Oh,
like
really?
kind of haphazard, like kind of random in a way. To be honest
Manchester
with
United
you,
missed a penalty, didn't they?
Manchester United missed the penalty, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes missed the penalty. Yeah. Um, I don't know what to say. Like, first of all, when I saw the lineup, the Arsenal lineup,
Mhm.
El Neni, Tavares, like players that are not
Yeah.
one of the best at Arsenal. And
Yeah.
yet, Arsenal managed to put in such a good performance. Two
Mhm.
excellent back to back results because they beat Chelsea in midweek
Mhm.
as well.
I
And now
watched
we
that match.
beat, yeah, and now we beat Manchester United. Amazing, amazing result. I guess we are quite effective in front of the goal as well. Like these young players, Saka, Smith Rowe, they are just on fire. They keep like
Mhm.
producing, keep delivering, yeah. And unbelievable goal by Granit Xhaka that was like top goal from range. Amazing,
Mhm.
amazing resurgence by this player, by the way, because
Yeah.
I was there was it like 2 years ago when
Mhm.
I was at the Emirates Stadium. Yeah, when that was the time I was living in England.
Mhm.
I think it was against Crystal Palace. I'm not sure. But what happened was that he was substituted in that game for I think for playing poorly, and Arsenal I think were not winning in that match. So he was taken off by the manager, and
Mhm.
he decided to respond like as a petulant boy and just threw the armband on the floor. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then fans started booing him for that immediately.
Mhm.
And Arsenal and Arteta decided to strip him off the captaincy. So he
Mhm.
was no longer the captain because before that he was a captain, right?
Mhm.
And it was a big moment. And even his own father told him to leave. There
Mhm.
was like such a bad relationship between fans and Granit Xhaka, who used to be Arsenal captain.
Yeah.
Everybody expected Xhaka to sort of say sorry. He never did. He never apologized for this because you
Mhm.
can't do that. You can't just. It's disrespectful, right? It's disrespectful
Mhm.
to do that. But look at him now. Look at
Mhm.
him now, scoring
Yeah.
such a massive goal for us.
Booing him, your own fans booing
Booing,
the
yeah.
player is 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 pretty bad, I think.
That's what Manchester United fans do to Maguire now, right? So
And Pogba.
Pogba as well. Well, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know, like to what extent Pogba might deserve it. Because he is just a little bit. I don't know. Like
I don't think he
I,
deserves to be booed by his own
I used to
fans.
like him. I really used to like him, but I'm sorry, but some of these players, like, it feels sometimes like they know they are earning so much money, and they are like, all right, they don't need to. And I prefer players that show some fight and spirit. You know,
Mhm.
I just don't
Yeah,
know. Like the money isn't justified for me there.
no.
It's just not.
No. So it looks like he is leaving again. He left on a free. They signed him for £90 million,
Mm-hmm.
and now he is leaving on a free
Yeah.
again.
I
Sorry,
don't
but
know.
well done to Arsenal. The important victory. Spurs drop points,
And
so that
yeah,
push. Yeah.
Spurs. What? It's just incredible. Like 2 weeks ago, we were speaking about Spurs as being the team with the best form out of all teams because they were winning 4-1, 5-0. or something like that. Kane, Son on fire, hat tricks, stuff like that.
We
And
did say
suddenly,
they would drop points, though. I
sorry,
think it was me and you both said
well,
they
they are
would drop
Spurs.
points.
They are
Yeah.
Spurs. So it was inevitable that it would happen at some point.
Yeah.
But now it's turning around because Arsenal were in a massive crisis. They lost 4 games out of 5 matches. Now they managed to somehow beat Chelsea and Manchester United. They are back in it. It's now between these two clubs, Tottenham, Arsenal, because I think the next club after them is United, and I think there's a 6-point gap. We're talking about top four now, yeah, top 4 battle.
Yeah,
and there's going to be the North London derby soon, so that will be massive.
good. Yeah,
That might decide the whole tie or the whole top 4 fight.
Yeah, Simo has said something then. It is true. Arsenal lost the first 3 games, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I remember it quite clearly. Like everybody wanted Arteta out.
But they played Manchester City, didn't they? They had a few. They had tough games. I know
there was Manchester City there, but also I think Chelsea, Manchester City, and Brentford, I believe, was the first match.
Oh yeah, Brentford beat them. Yes.
Yeah. What can I say? It's actually quite surprising that Arsenal are in this position. I'm quite happy about it. I don't think it's in the bag yet. Yeah, I don't think it's in the bag, but there's a good chance of this happening.
Yeah.
It's because Spurs. Conte is a world-class manager. He's amazing, but Spurs are Spurs. They just crumble at some point.
Yeah, it's unexpected for Arsenal. I agree. Like signing Ben White and Ramsdale have both been a revelation. I think they've both been really good, but it's unexpected. Really, everyone laughed at Arsenal when they signed those 2 players. The rest of the team, they're not like big name players. I think full credit to Arteta, who has managed to get them playing in a system that wins football matches. Yeah, I think
so.
There's not big names in there.
Yeah, exactly. So a revelation, I guess it's like a surprise, a big surprise. Yeah, something, a positive surprise. I think it is.
Yeah.
I would say that Ramsdale hasn't been playing at his best in the last few matches, though. But in the context of the whole league, amazing, of course, of the whole season. I mean, amazing. Yeah. Still, he's gonna keep his place for sure. Like even if he has a few bad games, he's just better than Leno all round. His all round game is better than Leno's. Yeah. Okay, so good points for Arsenal. West Ham United, my second team, my other team that I support, lost to Chelsea in a strange game. To be honest with you, it was obvious that David Moyes was resting his most important players. Declan Rice didn't play. Jareth Bowen didn't play. Antonio didn't play. 3 players that are, I would say, the most important players at West Ham now. And it's obvious because they are playing Europa League semi-final this Thursday. Yeah. So this is more important now for West Ham because there's a chance to get to the Champions League if they win it. They are 3 matches away from doing that, which would be amazing. And I think they have a decent chance of that happening because they have they are in a good form, and they have a lot of leaders in the team, and they're just gonna give it all,
Yes, yeah, they have a good chance. Is the first match at West Ham Stadium?
I think so. It is, yeah. It is.
Okay.
At the London Stadium, yeah.
Frankfurt will bring a lot of fans to that.
Well, hopefully the Barcelona situation won't repeat. Yeah, when they
no, it won't. I think Germans have more Euros than Barcelona fans. Barcelona fans are quite. Catalans are known for being tight, stingy, economical, good with money.
Okay.
And so I think they saw an opportunity, sold all their tickets to
Just
the Frankfurt fans, but West Ham, I'm not going to sell their tickets
I see what you mean.
to the
So
Frankfurt fans.
so going back to the Chelsea West Ham match, it was a boring match, and I have to say, best West Ham kind of chose the same tactic as Everton against Liverpool did,
Nice.
but they didn't have players to play counter attacks. They didn't. Like Yarmolenko, no offense, like he scored some important goals this season, but he's not the fastest,
Yeah.
and this kind of football doesn't suit him, in my opinion. So, however, they managed to hold them to a draw for a long time until the 86th minute when Dawson, who had been the best player on the pitch, the best player, he blocked almost every single Chelsea shot before that. But he made a penalty. It was a red card as well. First, the referee showed yellow, but then it was overturned by VAR. Goal scoring opportunity, so red card. Then Chelsea had a penalty. Jorginho missed it. he was doing one of those. I don't know how to describe it. You know how he takes penalties, right? He kind of does that thing with his leg, like kind of pretending to. I don't know how to describe this. He just does this weird movement with his leg, and then he shoots, and it's to confuse the goalkeeper. But he completely messed it up.
He jumps.
Yeah, he jumps. Yeah, that's
missed a few. He's missed a few penalties.
This looked so pathetic, though. Like it went straight at the keeper. Keeper didn't have to do much.
I saw it.
It looked pathetic, and then they scored. Like 2 minutes after that, they scored. Christian Pulisic scored the winner. I guess Chelsea deserved to win because West Ham didn't really show much in that game, and they played defensively. And a point would have been great for West Ham. It's not happening, but they still have a good chance for Europe because Wolves lost, right? Wolves lost. United are in disarray, and then it's one of those two teams, Arsenal or Tottenham. Yeah, so we have all these players, all these teams in that battle for top 6, potentially top 7, because the 7th place gets the Conference League, right?
Leicester play in the Conference League.
Leicester are in the semi-final now, yeah, as well. That's right.
Yes. I don't know who they're playing. Actually, do you know who they are playing?
I did know it, but obviously I forgot it. I'm going to tell you in a second. Give me a second. Leicester, Roma.
Oof.
That's tough. I'd say there are better teams in the Conference League than in the Europa League.
Wow, yeah. So is it? So what's the other semi-final? Do you know?
Feyenoord, Marseille.
Oh, okay.
That's decent too. And then Europa League is Leipzig, Rangers, and West Ham, Eintracht Frankfurt. So arguably, on paper, there are stronger teams in the Conference League semi-finals.
There's not much difference, yes.
Yeah. All right, I guess that's where we will leave it. I mean, we could talk about United. I mean, that's like that's so painful if you are a United fan these days. It's super painful to watch. It's just like they have given up completely. Their manager, like he talks in such a way that it's like he's so blunt. Yeah, he just says it as it is. Lingard leaked something about the dressing room atmosphere as well.
Has he?
Something happened. He said something, and then he was asked. Ragnick was asked during the press conference about it. He was like, "What?" It's like they don't care anymore or something.
Yeah, they don't care. It's strange, isn't it? So, like, you've got players who maybe are leaving. I don't know if Ronaldo will stay. I don't know if Pogba looks like he's leaving. So important. It looks like they want to sell a few players. So everyone's they've down tools, so to speak. It's like they're just not playing.
Only Ronaldo he still wants to keep scoring goals. He scored another one. Like in midweek, was it in midweek that he got that hat trick, and now another goal, and he scored one more, but that one was disallowed for offside, I think.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. And then there was a penalty that they gave it to Bruno. So penalty, Bruno missed it.
Really?
Might have been Ronaldo. Ronaldo could have got another hat trick actually. So What can I
I
say?
had Fernandez in my fantasy team.
Speaking of the fantasy team, how did you do this week?
I had Fernandez, so he got -1. I've had him in the past as a captain when he got -1 as well.
Do you know who I captained? I captained Ronaldo, actually. So
no, that's quite good.
he did quite well. He scored a goal, and then he got -1 for a yellow card. But there's another game this midweek. So because United are not in Europe, so they have another game, one of those postponed games.
They're
So
playing Chelsea.
Chelsea,
right?
yeah. I think Chelsea, they're playing Chelsea because Chelsea are out as well, out of the Champions League. So there's another chance potentially for more points for me. I have 60 points, which is decent already. And I still have Ronaldo and Mason Mount. And Ronaldo is my captain. So
yeah, so that's not bad. I think I have 57 points, but I have a few players to play. I have Mount as captain.
I saw that. Yeah, I actually because we are in our private league.
You're quite close, aren't we?
I don't know if you checked the Teachers Denek League. I've got like 10 people there.
I do, yeah, I think we're quite close, aren't we?
We are close. Yeah, I'm still above you. But
I'm going to catch you.
You might catch me because it's just about 8 points or something like that. So
yeah, but I don't really care. But just for fun, I'm going to catch you. I've still got
it's my first. It's my first.
I've got you in my sights.
It's my first season ever. And I'm in top 10%. Like I'm in 600, something like 600,000 plays or something like that out of 9 million players, which is not too bad. I'm quite happy with my performance, but I wonder if I will be able to repeat it next season.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you're in the top 10%, to be honest, because you haven't got that many points. But it's good. It's your first season.
But you mean I don't have that many points?
Because I looked at you're only like 20 points ahead of me. I think 20 or 30.
Well, maybe it's like 8 points ahead of you or something like that.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
I'm not doing very well in my other leagues.
I think, well.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I'm a little bit surprised. But I'm happy as well because top 10% is good, and
it's a fun game though. I like it.
It's a great game. It's really
next season we're gonna encourage our viewers here to make a league as well, and
it's gonna be a good game.
Gonna be fun. Yeah. I think you have a football match now, Paul. So I don't want to hold you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for appearing tonight, and thanks to everyone watching. It was a pleasure to talk to you about the Premier League as always, and thanks for commenting as well, Simo. And if you like this video, please give us a like. It does help the channel a lot. And I'll be here next Monday. It's getting quite exciting right now in the Premier League. Yeah, we are almost at the end, at the finishing line. So, yeah.
I know who's gonna blink first. I think Liverpool and Manchester City will drop points, both of them.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
they will.
But you are still on for that quadruple, so that's going to be interesting if you actually manage it or not. I mean, even if you get if you get that triple, it would be a fantastic achievement, in my opinion.
As I've said to you, I would be happy if one out of Champions League and Premier League. I would be happy because
that's fair. That's
Manchester City are favourites for the Premier League. We still need to beat, semi-final and final. I would be happy with one of them. I really would.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's be honest. The FA Cup final, that Chelsea. I mean, this is their only game to play for now.
Yeah,
but you are a better team. We will see, though. We will see.
Chelsea caused Liverpool problems. Chelsea are a good team. When they play their strongest team and they want to win a match, they give.
Yeah, I think their manager, he will want this a lot. He will want this because this is his chance to save the season. Yeah, so
true.
They will really go for it.
I agree. Yeah, and Liverpool have a lot more games to play. Yes,
exactly. You have to spread yourself too thin. Yeah,
we can end up with one. We can end up with only the League Cup, and that would be disappointing. But it's also a possibility.
It's football.
More likely than,
If it happens, I hope we will still be able to see you here.
Of course.
I do get some guests that don't like to come when there is a negative result for their team. I've already noticed it. But you're not one of them. So
No.
fair play to you.
I like Max's comments as well. Max,
yeah.
whoever. Yes. Yeah.
All right, guys. Okay. That's it. Thank you very much. Bye.
Cheers, Eric. Bye.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.
Bye-bye.